Welcome to Yeti Snow MX. I'm Jamie.
I'm Kevin.
Today we're going to talk about the evolution of the bike mount and our Eccentric design. So here we go, one more time. A good video explaining the tech and the evolution of design. Pretty excited to share it with you. I think it's cool to start with, again, most of the parts, everything started in Kevin's design, CAD design, and 3D printed. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the design here?
Yeah, so again, our key feature from the other videos you see is that we really wanted to be able to take up chain slack. And the key feature of that is the eccentric cam here that we have. So this, by the channels that are in it and by them having an eccentric movement around, that allows it to, when it turns, it adjusts the whole thing. So if you see here, as you turn it, it moves it back and forth. So that takes up the chain slack.
Basically, yeah.
Whenever we get a new kit in, all we do is we take some measurements, then we 3D print it. From there, we can just test fit it, make sure it works, and then we go right to our bike mount adapters that we use.
Yeah.
And
Show how those go in.
yeah, so they just fit in there, and all you do is you change them from one to another, whether it's a long one or a short one for a different style bike.
So this one here, I think, was for a YZ, for example.
Yeah, and I think
this
is a KTM one here.
So again, this bike mount adapter is what we call it, and it takes up the space between the frame of your motorcycle and the engine. So, and again, what I like about this, it's a one piece. It's not a bunch of bushings and things stuck together.
Exactly.
It's a triangle shape for strength. It's one piece. It fits in there, and away you go.
Yeah. So we think it gives lots of strength and tie-in to the whole kit. So
correct. Yeah. So again, so we'll walk a real quick demonstration of how it works. We're taking up this eccentric as it travels through its motion here, range of motion. It takes up 1.5 inches. There's 1.5 inches of movement here, and you can see that the strut rod, if you just hold that for a minute, just hold that top, it's moving along. Everything's moving along with the eccentric as we adjust it. So we're moving 1.5 inches. So what that means is you can take up 3 inches of chain slack. So one of the thoughts we had right from the beginning is we want to be able to run as many gear combinations. There's a lot of guys that want to be able to try this sprocket combination of 13-17, maybe want to try a 14-17, maybe want to try a 15-16. Whatever gear combination you want to try, you'll be able to take up the chain slack, as simple as that. And it's clear, and the other thing is the chain stays clear of your track. The chain stays in a perfect circumference all the time.
Exactly. Why don't, so one of the things on our Yeti kit is we wanted to make it so you had the minimum amount of like wrenches and tools to have to carry, right?
Yeah.
For one, just for ease, and two, it's more weight if you got to carry more tools. So why don't you show like the different bolts that we have to adjust or loosen to have to adjust the kit, and which tools we use for that.
So again, as Kevin alluded in some of the other videos, everything is based around a 17 mil on our kit or a 12.
Yeah.
So in this particular case, to tighten or loosen the chain, you basically loosen off one, you just basically crack them free. 2, 3 12 mil bolts on each side. 3 on this side. If I spin this around, there's 3 on this side. You just go crack, crack, crack. I've kind of loosened them just for example here today, but basically you loosen those 3 about that much. And you come over to this side, and again, we want to talk about 17 or 12. There's a billet socket that comes with every Yeti. It's a 70-75 anodized billet socket. It fits your 17. So you have one socket, one special tool you take everywhere you go with your Yeti, and that loosens this big nut off that we need to loosen that off.
And so that's our eccentric cam. We call that our eccentric cam bolt, which is this bolt here that goes through the whole eccentric cam. This is a 70-75 bolt, extremely strong, and then this is the one that you actually end up turning, which then turns the cam and adjusts the whole kit.
Correct. So you loosen off, like Kevin was alluding to, that big nut with our socket, and you turn this eccentric bolt, and it adjusts. And basically, you only have to do it from the one side. You basically tighten. It says it's machined right in there, tighten with a little arrow, so you can turn that way to tighten it, turn the other way to loosen your chain. And we also put for safety backup. On the other side, there's a nut also machined into the bolt. You should never need it. That's kind of what we found. It's a very simple ease of motion. We'll get more into tightening the chain and how to, some technical tips on how to do that next time. But today's video is just kind of, again, explain the eccentric action, the evolution of the design from the first ones you saw to the final design, how the bikes fit up, and the process for fitting your bike
Exactly.
to the Yeti. So,
Yeah, real simple, easy, quick.
yeah.
The kit goes on really quick, which you'll see in our install video.
Yeah, it works good. And one final point is there's a chain slider again here that we've CAD designed to work. And basically it slides right on, right over the axe, the swing arm bolt. And away you go. You have a chain slider that's CAD designed for your kit. So I put my hands on there. And there's one other chain slider for the chain also on the Yeti itself. So that kind of covers it today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Jamie.
I'm Kevin.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks.